Hey everyone, Lee here. Welcome to another video of Dead by Daylight. I want to say thanks for all the support on my last video, and I kind of wanted to make another video with the same theme. Here, instead, I wanted to make a hot take video. Because I didn't want to just keep talking about a certain killer or survivor and my thoughts on them. I felt like that would just be too repetitive. I kind of wanted to switch up the whole basis. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys want to join my Discord, see my short form content, or see me live, everything will be in the link in description, and yeah, let's just get to it. For my first hot take, I have old Morys should not be reanimated. I hear quite a lot of people saying change Trapper's Mori or Wraiths, and it just kind of makes me upset because there is literally a skin for Trapper, being Naughty Bear, that gives him a unique Mori. Now, sure, it is kind of corny wearing a bear all the time, and you may not even have the money for it, or you may not want to spend the iridescent shards, or even you don't want to wear the bear skin, maybe you don't like it. But also, Moris are optional, you don't have to do them. Sure, it can be satisfying, but if you're going to complain about it, continue walking each survivor to a hook. Nobody is forcing you to do it differently. Plus, another thing is, Moris shouldn't be reanimated because it shows how old they are. This is a great thing because it shows improvement in creativity and other aspects. Now, I think behavior should make more skins with custom Moris, as it is always nice seeing custom Moris when you go against Naughty Bear, or the Elk skin for Huntress, or even the legendary Dracula skin. But don't cry about Moris being bad when you can avoid them completely. Now, while that hot take was kind of short, my second hot take is solo queue is most of the time more fun than a 4-stack. I said it. Okay, I said it. I'm tired of the false propaganda that 4-stacks are better than solo queue. Solo queue can be fun. Half the time it's you that ruins it. Yes, you are the reason it isn't. Why not face the fact that you're the problem most of the time when it comes to your losses? You can't always win, and that isn't a bad thing. Of course, winning a chase feels amazing all the time. Escaping after being tunneled is an amazing feeling, but you have to do your part. I will admit that it is fun having friends around, but in certain friend groups, the game can just become very competitive. Bully squads, for example. Imagine joining a game just to bully a killer who just joined the game or is having a bad day. That's not fun. After a while, it just gets boring. I play with some fairly competitive people some of the time, and I'll admit that I can be competitive too. But I don't play Dead by Daylight much at the moment. I've been taking a month-long break. I had played for 997 hours, and I had reached 1,062 hours just yesterday. When you take breaks from games, you get rusty. The friend group I was playing with had criticized me for being a bad player. Now, I'm not a bad player, I just haven't played for a month at the time, and it's going to take a few days to regain my skill set. But Lee, you're at 1,060 hours, meaning that you played like 60 hours before this happened. I had only 1,010 hours when this whole thing happened. Oh, I'm better than you. Even if you are better than me, you aren't supposed to be making me feel bad about my skill level, especially since I haven't played in a month. If you said you could have done that better, that would have been fine. That's a simple criticism. But I'm doing the best I can with my reset skills. Oh, but Lee, you probably did something that started the whole conversation about you being a bad player. I said that I haven't seen a good Claudette player in a while because I never really see Claudettes. Then the other person that I was with said that she plays Claudette and that she's better than me. I said that I hadn't seen a good Claudette player because I hadn't seen them play Claudette. Anyways, I have 2 more quick points. The only reason solo queue can suck is because of bad teammates. Blame it on them because you did your part. I mean, that's obvious. If you did what you had to do, then blame the teammates. If they sold, if they hid in lockers, that's the only part that I can see you complaining about. And also, according to the official Dead by Daylight stats, more wins come out of solo queue than 4-stacks, believe it or not. Hot take number 3, Blight is not an S-tier killer. This one might be a little more of a hot take than the solo queue one, but I do not see Blight as an S tier killer, and let me explain that. When people usually do tier lists, they talk about how both Nurse and Blight can change the whole gameplay loop, but every killer really does that. There's a strategy for every single killer, such as Onryo teleporting to each TV. Now, while Onryo doesn't have like a good ability for chases, that's what makes her a C tier killer. Blight and Nurse apparently shut down loops though, but Blight I don't think does. Blight runs around them, and sure, he is powerful, but I wouldn't say he's S tier. Plus, so many other killers deserve the S tier spot. Now, I'm not saying all of them do, but for example, Spirit, in my opinion, deserves the S tier spot. Sure, she has her counters, but she's insanely good. She's a great killer. She isn't as good as Nurse, but she's definitely better than Blight in my eyes. Hot take number 4. Tunneling, slugging, and gen rushing is not toxic. Tunneling is not toxic at all under the certain circumstances of pressure. Tunneling can be toxic depending on the circumstances of having no pressure or just going for one player because they did good in a chase. For example, if 4 survivors in the killer spawn into a game and they find Dwight. Then the killer kills Dwight, hooks him, and does his thing. But as soon as Dwight gets unhooked, they just go after him again when there's like 4 or 5 generators remaining. Then that's toxic. There's a difference between strategized tunneling, unintentional tunneling, and hard tunneling. Strategized tunneling is when you just got a very good player on hook and there's 1 generator left. You need to kill that survivor for pressure if there's like 2 others. Unintentional tunneling is when someone gets unhooked and then 30 seconds later you run into them and you kill them again. That being out of your control because you should be killing every survivor that you encounter. Hard tunneling being the example at the Dwight with the 5 generators, that whole thing. Now this also goes for slugging. Slugging is not toxic under certain circumstances. Under others, it can be toxic. There's a difference between strategized slugging and just being a dick. Strategized slugging is when you hit someone and they go under a pallet and you see someone trying to go for the save. This is being strategic in order to get 2 people down, but also to even at least get 1 person instead of none. Now, being a dick is just slugging and not hooking at all because you don't feel like it. Now, this is different for other killers such as Twins or Oni. For their powers, you kind of have to slug depending on the situations. Now, last but not least, gen rushing. There is a difference between doing the objective and just trying to be a rude group of survivors. Doing the objective is literally just doing the objective, trying to get gens done while one distracts. I actually got criticized once because I was doing because our team did 3 generators while the Wraith was chasing my friend, just committing to him. That isn't gen rushing. He said we had full gen rush builds on. I had 1 gen perk on. I don't remember exactly what perk it was, but it was 1 little perk. I think it was resilience. I couldn't even use that. I wasn't injured. I'm not fully sure. It was something. Next up. Oh, no, it was Deja. It was Deja Vu. When you're doing that, that's your teammate distracting, you're doing the objective. Now, being a rude group of survivors is bringing every perk for gens. Now, I don't mean like Resilience or Deja Vu, stuff like that. If you're just running that, then that's fine. But I'm talking about like a gen build with all 4 survivors that are just trying to crank gens before the killer can even get 1 hook. That's being a toxic squad. Because now you're just showing that you can't really do much. It just to me it feels stupid because if you can't hold a chase, then of course you're gonna have to crank out gens. But having to do it before the killer can even get 1 hook in or something like that, it feels stupid. And for my last point, stop DCing as a survivor or killer for your mistakes. I bring this up because a little bit ago, I was playing against the Lich. And one of my teammates, being a TTV streamer, decided to DC because he decided to make a dumb play against the killer, which ended up selling our entire match. While we weren't doing excellent, a teammate instead of a bot could have made a crucial difference. If you make mistakes, don't sell your teammates because you made a bad play. this is the clip. I'll just show it on screen. I'm not going to show his name. Please do not criticize him if you guys do see this. I'm not saying you guys will, but just to be sure, I like keeping it a positive community. I just want to point out something and make an example out of this because it is something that shouldn't be getting done.
Yeah, I think that's enough DBD for this week.
As you probably can see there, that does get a little bit aggravating. If you make mistakes, you shouldn't be the one DCing. Now, if you DC after everyone's dead, that's fine, because, you know, there's an abandon feature, but don't DC and sell your teammates because you decided to make a mistake. But that's it for this video. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments, and I'll try to cover them in my next hot take videos, if I agree with them, of course. If you guys, like I said, want to join my Discord server, watch me live, or just see the small clips, everything will be in the description. I hope you guys enjoy your day. I'll see you guys in the next one.